What kind of service are you operating?
Hi. Well, we have got an online radio station specifically aimed at the LGBTI, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex community of South Africa and, in fact, the whole African continent.
How is it different from other radio stations?
Well, in our constitution, we have our rights guaranteed. But I don't know if you saw that story about the gay kiss that was created this huge furor. So we're no longer wanting to keep quiet. We want to add our voice to the conversation. And so we are mainly LGBTI content, which you really can't find on many other stations, or certainly not a dedicated station like this. So our programming is slanted mainly towards that way.
So being gay in a society where most people identify themselves as straight, I think the academic phrase is being gay in a heteronormative society, it does mean that the homosexuality of a gay person is a large part of their identity, but it's really not all of their identity. Being gay is not the total identity of a gay person, is what I'm trying to say. Do you think people are going to listen to you just because they're gay?
I think there's certainly a need for it. Once we started and, people started becoming aware of it, we see that there's a great enthusiasm for it. Now, of course, being gay does not define you as a person. It's certainly a big aspect of who you are. And we all consume the regular media, and we can all get the news and sort of other things that we can get. But there's, as I said, no real outlet for specifically the gay voice. Gay community organizations that are in the provinces doing their work everywhere, health messages specifically aimed for men who have sex with men or women who have sex with women. These are not in the mainstream, and that's why we are doing this, to play more of an informative and educational role, as well as to entertain and to interact with the LGBTI community.
Running a 24-hour radio station can be a tough job. Trust me, Henrik. I've been in the business a while. I know. Are you getting much interest from advertisers and sponsors? In the end, these things are all about money, I'm afraid.
It is, though. We're still in the early days, of course. For us, the first big part was to bring programming on the air, and then the second phase was to have continuity. We work with volunteers. We are kind of following a community approach to this. So we've got about 30 volunteers. So, while they certainly are eager to get onto air, it's also, being on time, getting to your show, doing your show, being prepared. So that's the first aspect for us, is to get that aspect going. Then that creates listeners, and from there we can go to advertising. So we're only officially launching this on the 1st of October at the Pretoria LGBTI Pride. So we're gearing all of our systems towards that. But we've had a few advertisers here and there. Online is also cheaper than terrestrial radio, so we do get away with cheaper costs at the moment, and because we have volunteers that are not paid yet, our costs are relatively low. So we've had a few small advertisers, but we're gearing up. That's our next step, is to do a total rebrand of our station, and then attracting advertisers. Of course, there's a bit of resistance also. We had a lesbian lady on our station the other day, and when I spoke to her afterwards saying, do you want to advertise your business? She said, oh, no, I really can't, because I do have a lot of Christian clients, so I can't really be associated with you because it's going to alienate a big part of my business. So those are the kind of barriers that we have to break through also, but we also see that people are starting to approach us now to advertise on the station. So it's all part of the process, and it'll get there. It'll just take a little bit of time.
Henrik Bird, thanks very much indeed. Operations Manager for GaySA Radio on the line from Pretoria.